Good morning and happy Sunday, everybody. So today is Sunday. This is my Clearing the Bases episode where I just clear out all of my browser tabs of things that didn't make their own video. It's actually a lot of the memory lane auction that ended early this morning, I think 4 a.m. A bunch of things that I found interesting, but there's also a couple of other things too. Quick update on this week. I have a PSA order coming back, hopefully. The grades will pop maybe Monday or Tuesday. Oliver and I have, I think, 16 cards in that order. So we're going to do a live stream reveal of those cards together. I'll set that up whenever the grades pop, and then we will do a live stream. Hopefully, you'll join and see the cards that we sent off to get graded by PSA. They are the 1990s plus grading special. I think we paid $15, $16 a card, whatever it was. And then I still have to get back and do my second round of your favorite childhood cards video. And then I have a video from a subscriber who had an amazing purchase of a very rare set that I keep hoping to put out, and things just keep happening. But Monday, I have the second episode with Chris Sewell, which I will post probably 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I'm looking forward to that. We filmed it. Filmed it. We recorded it yesterday, Saturday. So I think it's a good conversation. All right, let's get started here. I'm going to share my screen. Dave and Adam's Card World put out a $200,000 bounty on the Babe Ruth Bowman Chrome Prospect Retro Fractor, one of one super fractor. Uh, I mean, who's buying this? They must have a buyer who has come to them and asked them, if you can put out a bounty, we'll pay 200,000 for it and give you a $50,000 finder's fee. I don't know. Why would you buy this? It's a little baffling to me. And it's not even the first Bowman Babe Ruth. Here's a 2016 Bowman Chrome. Baseball cards are awesome. Says we're just going to pretend that Bowman didn't make Babe Ruth cards before this set. If you're going to put first on a card, it should actually be the first Bowman card of that player. Yeah, I agree. And oh, here's the card. This I don't think is the one of one, but this is what the card looks like. The name on it, I mean, the team on it looks weird. Like, why is it that way? Every other team has their logo, and this one is off center. It looks bad. You could spend $200,000 on that, or you could spend half that for a 1933 Gaudi PSA 7 Babe Ruth. Yeah, that's just me. I don't have $200,000 or even $100,000 for cards, but if I did, I'd be buying a 33 Gaudi or like a lower grade autographed 33 Gaudi. Darren Ravel again, and I'm not covering the Juan Garcia card porn stuff because it's covered everywhere at this point, and I'm not interested in rehashing it. Although I will say I am very interested in it, and it's bonkers. Uh, Darren Ravel says this ticket stub from the Jordan's 63-point game at Boston Garden sold for $8,300 on eBay, or he says goes for $8,300. I didn't notice this. I wonder if that means it's sold or somebody's trying to sell it for that much. From the game when Larry Bird said MJ was God disguised as Michael Jordan. Here's the back of it. My friend Oliver, who I'm doing this live stream with this week, was at this game and has been trying to find his ticket stub from it. So, yeah, more on that if he finds it, which he doesn't think he will. But he and his father went to a lot of games in the 80s and was at that one. All right, let's get into some memory lane stuff. This is a 1917. By the way, There were a lot of Babe Ruth items in this auction that ended last night or this morning. I'm only going to get a couple of them, and I've got a bunch of other interesting things. This is the 1917 Standard Biscuit Babe Ruth SGC6, sold for almost $500,000. Yeah, it looks nice. Looks good. I think a lot of cards used this image and looked very similar to this one back then, up through like 1921 or 22. Here's a Robin Yount game used bat from the game when he hit his 3,000th hit. And he signed it, "My 3,000th hit bat, September 9th, 1992. Robin Yount." Sold for about $300,000. That's pretty neat. I'm not a Robin Yount fan. Great hitter, great player. Nothing wrong with him. But I do enjoy these special game used bats, game used anything, as long as they're not cut up and put into a card. Then we have an Eddie Plank T206 Piedmont Authentic Altered. This is one of only 5 known T206 Piedmont planks. Missing ink variation. You can see it there. Pretty neat. Sold for about $250,000. And then we've got a Michael Jordan PSA 10. I'm only putting this in here because I feel like the prices are going back up again. I think these were down around $150,000 earlier this year, and now I'm starting to see them creep back up over $200,000. PSA 10 Jordan, and I've got another Jordan in here, 86 Fleer. So I'm gonna keep this one up, and we're gonna do a little comparison when I get there. I just had too many browser tabs open. And then speaking of 86 Fleer basketball, 36 pack wax box, BBCE authenticated, $145,000. I don't know why they say with Steve Hart LOA. Isn't BBC authenticated the same as having a Steve Hart LOA? I don't know. I don't know what it's kind of a duplicate LOA, sort of. And then still 86 Fleer. This is a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sticker. PSA 10 sold for 100 grand. Surprising. But I know those stickers are tough to gem. And then we've got a 1915 Cracker Jack Joe Jackson PSA 5, sold for $94,000. This is just an awesome card. Looks really nice too. Little top left corner wear. Mantle 1961 Topps All-Star PSA 10. This is obviously the highest graded example. I don't know why they put that there, but marketing, I guess. PSA 10 from 62 years ago. Mantle sold for about 50 grand. Neat. I love that stuff. Speaking of PSA 10s, PSA 10 Reggie Jackson from 1976 All-Star card. I don't know why they don't note All-Star here on the flip, because it is an All-Star card. PSA 10 sold for 42 grand. And then we have a PSA 9 Hank Aaron 1956 Topps. Highest, 0 higher. See, that's when it matters, because there's a 10. Some could be higher and there are none. So PSA 9 sold for 34 grand. Then we have this 68 Topps complete PSA registered set with 7 extra variations. Sold for $35,000. You can see the Nolan Ryan is an 8. Mantle is an 8. Willie Mays is an 8. The Johnny Bench rookie is an 8. So yeah, pretty cool. I want to see what the 36 9s, 4 8.5s, and 558 PSA 8s. So the GPA is 8.05. All right, we have a PSA 9, Hank Aaron, 1959 Topps from the Hammer and Hank collection. Only one PSA example graded higher, sold for $34,000. It's a little surprising that this is a 9 though, because I feel like that centering is off, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. 1960 tops, complete PSA registered set with a 7.21 GPA, sold for $30,000. Here's the Yaz rookie in a 7. Of course, I just did my video yesterday on my new PSA 4 Yaz rookie. Willie Mays in a 7, McCovey in a 7, Hank Aaron in a 7. And then we have the 1986 complete Fleer basketball and sticker set with Jordan PSA 9 and Jordan sticker PSA 9, sold for $28,000. It seems crazy that you can get the entire set with a Jordan 9 sticker 9 for roughly 10% of what the Jordan PSA 10 went for. I don't know. What's the GPA on this one? I don't see it. That's okay. Then we have a Johnny Bench rookie cup, or it wasn't a rookie cup, right? It was a rookie top hat back then for a PSA 10, sold for $27,000, and highest graded example at a PSA 10. Amazing. Here's an interesting one. 1986 Fleer basketball wax pack PSA 8 with Michael Jordan on top. I can't tell, but I know they are able to somehow, probably just because I'm looking at an image and not pressing against it to see. Sold for $27,000. Thought that was pretty neat. Missing, forget this, missing from the basketball hobby for nearly a decade, Fleer's 1986-87 basketball issue took the industry by storm. I'm sorry, but that's not true. They couldn't even sell them. Dealers, sports card shops couldn't sell them. They were trying to sell the entire boxes for like $1. I don't remember the exact number, and couldn't sell them. And that's why there's so much unopened product now. Yeah. Anyway. All right, we've got a 54 Red Heart Mickey Mantle PSA 9. That is, as the kids say, a banger. I've always been, I don't love the coloring on this one. I don't know. $27,000 for 54 Red Heart. There are two that are PSA 10. All right, here's the other Jordan. Remember, this Jordan PSA 10 sold for $217,000. This SGC 9.5 sold for $25,000. 10% of what the 10 sold for. Do you think they graded this with PSA first and then it got like a 9 or something, and then they crossed it to SGC to see if they could get a 10? I don't know. Why would you sell this in an SGC 9.5 if you could cross it to PSA and get a 10? Maybe they tried to. There's some corner wear, there's edge wear there, which frankly, it's a little surprising that this is a 9.5 mint plus. I mean, look at the edge wear. But SGC loves that edge wear. It shows that it's real. So maybe PSA gave this a even lower grade. I don't know. Anyway, I would rather have an SGC 9.5 at $25,000 than a PSA 10 at $217,000. Which one would you rather have? If you were a Jordan collector, a basketball collector, would you want the 10 at 217 or the 9.5 at 25? Let me know in comments. And Pistol Pete, who would be an absolute monster in the NBA today with the three-point line. I think, if I remember correctly, he played one season with three-point line with the Celtics. I'm probably getting that wrong. And he shot like 50 plus percent. Here, let's do a little validation of of my memory here. Sorry, I paused it too quickly. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna pull up his stats, and it's even more bonkers than I thought. He played. No, yeah, I was right though. It is 1 year because this is he was part of the season he was in Utah. Part of the season was in Boston. He shot 75%. Now he only took a small number of them. He averaged one every 3 games. So he took, what would be that, 14 maybe? But he made 75% of them. So not 14. But you get my point here. Uh, so tough to say he would make a lot, but we also know that Maravich loved to shoot from like 40 feet out in college and in the NBA. And if he had the 3-point line, he averaged what, 44 points per game in college. His numbers would be insane. He would have averaged well over 50 with the 3-point line in college. And here's a season where he averaged 31, led the league at 31 with no 3-point line, shooting from deep frequently. Of course, Jordan averaged 35 or something per game and barely shot any 3-pointers. But Maravich was shooting from beyond where the 3-point line was. All right, let's get back to this stuff. Anyway, it's PSA 9 sold for $19,000. I would love to have that card in a 1.5 or 2. All right, we have this City College Jackie Robinson triple signed yearbook, PSA DNA, sold for $7,200. 1939 yearbook. Here's his signature. This is, what sport was this? Must be basketball. Yeah, and then you've got another Jackie Robinson signature here. Jack, he wrote. Let's see, did he write Jack here? Jack Robinson, yep. And then here he is playing basketball. And you've got some signatures. There he is right there, Jack. Yeah, very cool. And then here is another Jordan, PSA 8. Looks pretty darn similar to the 10. It sold for $7,000. Here's another one for you. Which would you rather have? The PSA 8 at $7,000 or the PSA 10 at $217,000? Yeah. That's it for today. I had a busy week of content and obviously work too. So I'm going to try to get as much out as I can. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, guys, for watching. Hope you have a great Sunday.